I'm going to show you what it looks like to look at an actual article and pull out the main idea and supportive evidence. Let's look at this one about how texting can have a positive effect on your emotional and physical health. This was by the Washington Post. On the news, texting is often highlighted for the problems it causes. Some studies say it keeps us from interacting with people. Others say it is making our attention span smaller. Another said it is damaging to our spines, with a condition called text neck. This is when your neck can get injured from looking down at your phone for too long. I've heard all of those critiques before. Still, some experts say the negativity is unfair. Texting can be a positive and healthy force in people's lives, they say. The Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, psychologist Sherry Turkle wrote the book Reclaiming Conversation: The Power of Talk in a Digital Age. Texting itself isn't the problem, she says. The trouble is what happens to face-to-face conversation if your phone is always there. So I'm thinking that this is going to be our main idea. I'm going to highlight that. Texting can be a positive and healthy force in people's lives, they say. Let's see if I can write something here. I'm going to put main idea, ? To remind myself to come back to it. There's a time and place for texting. If done well, Turkle and other experts said, texting can improve relationships. It can help people deal with painful events. Texting can also connect different generations of people. These two things, for sure, sound like things that would back up, details that would back up this main idea up here. I'm going to write important evidence to back up the main idea. Let's see. It all comes down to when and how you text, according to Turkle and to Cheeky Davis, who writes about well-being in technology. If you're out to dinner with friends, keep your phone out of sight, Turkle said. Even leaving the turned-off phone on the table will make conversations less meaningful, she says. She warned some people use texting to avoid difficult face-to-face chats. We should ask, is texting keeping me away from a necessary conversation? If not, enjoy. It's better not to text even around total strangers, Davis said. I wonder why that is. I'm going to come back to that, I think. Maybe not for this particular main idea in details, but I have a question about that. A whole body of research shows we can improve your well-being even through just tiny interactions with strangers, Davis says. Reaching out to others during difficult times. Once you're truly alone, go ahead and break out your phone, Turkle and Davis said. Still, be thoughtful. Think of texting friends and family who consider who might be feeling lonely or facing a difficult situation. If you yourself are struggling, texting a loved one is a great way to handle it, Davis said. Studies have shown that people who text and reach out to others experience less pain. It can be used to cope and just kind of deal with challenging situations. This totally backs up the main idea that we identified up at the top. What color did I make the other one? I made the other one purple. Let's make that purple too. Important evidence. Try not to gossip via text, Davis says. Write longer messages. This way the receiver won't misunderstand something you've sent. Text your friends memes you'd think they'd find amusing. Use more exclamation points. This is all interesting, but it's not particularly important. I wouldn't need this information to understand the main idea. Let's see, texting helps you stay in contact with your parents. Turkle said texting is an especially good way for parents to connect with their adult children. Turkle's daughter recently went shopping for a wedding dress without Turkle. So her daughter sent pictures of different dresses. The messages, Turkle said, made her feel closer to her daughter. More doctors and health experts are using texting, Eric Topol said. Topol is a digital health expert in La Jolla, California. For physicians and their patients, texting offers a quick, easy way of communicating. Turkle remembered one night recently she noticed a rash on her leg. She texted her doctor a picture of the rash. She asked whether she needed to visit the hospital. The doctor quickly replied, "You ate something. Don't worry," Turkle said. She thinks sending photographs is going to be a big part of the future of medicine. So, this is all interesting too. This is kind of a story. But again, this isn't super important. Powerful communication tool for research. Texting also has become powerful for research, Topol said. Over the past 5 years, texting has been used to collect information in many important health studies. Okay, so this is also backing up our main idea. That's important. Powerful for research. About 7 out of 10 people in the world likely have cell phones. This makes it easier for participants to get involved and respond to researchers. It allows for immediate feedback. Most people are also more likely to reply to a text than an email. Texting is also affecting the mental health world. In recent years, mental health experts have started suicide and support lines that offer just text-based support. Suicide is when a person ends his or her life. Experts say that often mental illness is what leads to suicide. People who have mental illnesses can be treated with medication and therapy. Alright, so this isn't really related to our main idea. It's interesting, but not related to texting. So it's not important. Peer support services for college students. Lean on Me offers all-hour service to college students. It connects texters with volunteer peer supporters. Lean on Me is at 7 college campuses. Shay Carver works for Lean on Me. Students sometimes want to talk about frustration or simply hold a conversation, Carver said. Texting allows them to respond whenever they want. Lastly, museum interacts with visitors. The San Francisco Museum of Modern Art tried something goofier with texting. In the summer of 2017, it started a program called Send Me. It allows anyone to text the museum a request to see a particular item. In return, a computer program sends art that matches the request. At its most popular, the museum got about 70,000 texts per hour, says Jay Malika. He works for the museum's tech team. As of July 2018, some of the top requested terms on Send Me were love, cats, dogs, purple, and happiness. Alright, so that, definitely interesting, not important. Alright, so let's go back to our main idea. Let's see what we ended up finding. I think this is still the main idea. Texting can be a positive and healthy force in people's lives. That's what this whole article is about. Okay, so one of our pieces of important evidence is that texting can improve relationships and it can help people deal with painful events. I think we can also add this. Texting can also connect different generations of people. That was a question I had, but we're going to skip that for now. Let's see. Over here I said studies have shown that people who text and reach out to others experience less pain. It can be used to cope and just kind of deal with challenging situations. Definitely goes back to our main idea. That's showing that it's a positive and healthy force. And lastly, texting has also become powerful for research. So we saw a couple different studies in here about mental health. And so these studies are improving people's lives. And so that shows how texting is improving and making people's lives positive and healthy. All right, so that was how I pulled out 3 pieces of important evidence to back up our main idea. We found a lot of interesting details, but we kind of understood that those were things that we didn't need to know to get the main idea of this article, but we found important evidence that backed up our main claim. Now you're going to go do it yourself with this article.